Welcome to Behind the Scenes at Renard's Cheese. I'm Ann Renard and this is my husband Chris Renard. Today we wanted to take the opportunity to answer some of the questions we receive as well as talk about the behind the scenes process for determining new recipes to add to our family of cheese. Currently we have over 60 flavors, styles, and cheese types. When adding to our cheese family, it is of utmost importance to our family to maintain the high quality standard that has been established over the years. So let's get started with some of the questions, Chris.
We are often asked, what is the inspiration for developing new recipes?
New recipe inspiration is an ongoing process to Renard's Cheese. Recipe creation is driven by trends, customer requests, and our family's desire to continuously improve and develop with the times while staying true to the original company vision. Customers recognize Renard's Cheese as a quality product that they can enjoy and depend on. We recognize our customers are continually evolving and enjoy new flavors and new selections. This is our inspiration for recipe development. Our collaborative efforts are between Chris and myself, our industry partners, and the cheesemaking team at Renard's. Sometimes it's as simple as our family enjoying a meal together while an idea strikes. For example, while eating guacamole on our burritos, we started talking about how nicely the guacamole flavor complemented the cheese. Suddenly, a new cheese selection was considered for development, farmers with guacamole. So Chris, tell us, what is the process once a flavor or cheese type has been chosen for development?
The first step to a new recipe is to identify the style of cheese we desire to base our recipe from, such as cheddar, Monterey Jack, or Farmers, just to name a few. The style of cheese is selected based on what our end goal is for the body, flavor, and texture. Our cheesemakers work closely with our culture experts to determine what culture combination they will begin experimenting with. The University of Wisconsin Center for Dairy Research is another resource and partner we often consult with on new ideas. CDR is a team of scientists and cheesemakers who assist others in the industry in recipe development and troubleshooting. At this time, we also determine if any spices or additional ingredients will be necessary to achieve the full flavor profile. Once these final ingredients and cultures are selected, our cheesemaking team can move into the trial batch phase.
Chris, what are the protocols when creating a new recipe?
Size of make, judging, grading, end results, texture, flavor, and other in-depth processes are involved. Our research and development batches size range between 400 to 500 pounds of cheese, which takes 4,000 to 5,000 pounds of milk to produce. When developing a new recipe, our cheesemakers carefully monitor temperature, pH, fat content, salt content, and moisture. Each step requires close monitoring and documentation. This allows us to later identify necessary make adjustments. A trial vat takes approximately 5 hours from the time milk begins the pasteurization process to pressing of the cheese curds into wheels or block form. Once the final product is pressed into wheels or blocks, our cheesemakers dip it in wax or seal the product for curing.
When is the sample batch ready? How long does it take?
The time the batch is left to cure is based on what the characteristics we are looking for. Aging affects the end results, so the time left to cure is determined by the new recipe we are developing. First samples are typically pulled around 2 to 4 weeks. At this time, if the cheesemakers are happy with the flavor, body, and texture, they either allow the product more curing time or send the samples to our retail team for further testing and feedback. If the results are not favorable, the cheesemakers review their make records and begin a new trial phase.
Once the sample is sent to our retail team, our team members will sample the product to the general public and obtain feedback. The feedback process typically takes 3 to 4 weeks depending on customer flow. The overall rating and feedback collected is shared with our cheesemakers. At times, we choose to adjust recipes based on the feedback obtained. The end goal when releasing a new product is to achieve a specific flavor profile, texture, and body. When cheese is graded, judges prefer the flavor of the cheese to outshine any spice or seasoning. The seasoning should complement the flavor of the cheese versus overpowering it. The ultimate determination of the success of our product is determined by our customers and repeat sales. This year, we decided to introduce a new product, Farmers with Guacamole. We chose Farmers cheese because Farmers cheese is a low in fat content and a great snacking cheese, but it is also wonderful to cook with as it melts so smooth and creamy. This product presented many challenges along the way. Our first batch ended with very little flavor. The second batch had a strong flavor and a weak body, resulting in crumbly cheese. The third batch had exceptional flavor and body, however the spices reacted during the make process, and the result was an aqua blue colored cheese. Aqua blue is great for Easter eggs, but not cheese. We are a little taken back by the color. We did send the third batch to our retail team for testing based on the flavor and texture. However, we did anticipate the color would not be acceptable. The fourth and final trial phase was a success. Farmers with Guacamole has a mild, smooth, buttery texture with a nutty, sweet avocado flavor and a hint of garlic and onion. The new release is excellent for snacking and complements most any Mexican dish. This has quickly become our go-to favorite for quesadillas, enchiladas, and most recently, we've been using it for our quiche, enjoying the wonderful flavor for breakfast as well. We hope that you have enjoyed your first edition for Behind the Scenes by Renard's Cheese.